Hey, what's going on, Derek Harper? Hope you guys are really enjoying your day. Just wanted to stop in this week and say, hey, um, but it's been a phrase on my mind. Me and a good friend of mine had a conversation, and it was about defining moments, right? And he was like, "Well, what was your defining moment?" And it was crazy because I didn't even have an answer for that. Like, defining moment, what the crap is he talking about? Um, so I kind of made this video to start talking about it, and I'm probably gonna get a little more transparent than I should be on this video, but I think this video should be done, has to be done, needs to be done, especially if I'm gonna call myself a coach. So if you guys or if anybody is on here and you see me, comment one. I want to make sure that you guys can see or hear me. So make sure that I don't see anybody on. I don't see anybody on. So, oh, hey Tiffany, how you doing? Thank you. So somebody's there. Hey lady. Um, I make sure. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to look crazy. I don't know what keep happening on this phone. Um, okay, so here I go. What I'm doing is I'm making sure that I can see myself on the computer, and it's a little delay on there. So I want to make sure that it actually comes through. Just like in the subject, right? I know like over the last year, when people start building their business, when people start kind of living into where they supposed to be, uh, oh man. Hey, that was a good guess. See there, but when people are kind of happy into where they supposed to be, you're gonna start to realize that you're gonna lose a lot of friends. You're gonna lose a lot of people, right? Um, when you're working at a 9 to 5 and you're working in corporate America, you will realize that everybody who's working in the corporate America really understands your grind. They understand that you got to get up at 8 o'clock. They understand that you got to be there. They understand a lot of different things, but it isn't to the point where you elevate and start to doing some things for yourself. That's when people are actually going to start to hit you up and tell you, hey, you changed. Man, I can't believe you changed like that. And I think that just by getting that, give me 1 second. This video isn't sharing to my page. Um, this video isn't sharing to the page, I thought. But no, but what's gonna happen is, so when they hit you with the, hey bro, you changed, or hey sis, you changed, I can't believe you changing up, turn around and ask them, when was the last time you told a homeless person you changed? Just ask them, when was the last time that you actually told a homeless person that you changed? Or when was the last time you stopped somebody that was doing bad or that wasn't doing really good, that they changed? And I think that right there would be a difference maker, because a lot of people like to criticize you when you're doing some things or when you seem to be successful. And a lot of people will follow mess. A lot of people will continue to contribute to a lot of different things that can go wrong real fast. And you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. But just over this past year, I could honestly say that I've grown. The company has grown. Me and Brandon, we had a conversation about a defining moment. What's your defining moment? And my definition of a defining moment is, when could you possibly say it was that moment to where you say, hey, I'm on the right track, I'm doing the right thing, I'm on the path to where I'm supposed to be to get where I'm trying to go. And I know a lot of people, they call themselves mentors, they call themselves coaches, and they call themselves gurus and all of that. And I'm not knocking that, right? But I think that if I'm going to call myself a coach and I'm going to call myself a mentor, I have to show a path of some kind of success in what I'm trying to mentor and what I'm trying to coach in. And I think a lot of that is missing right now. And I think a lot of the blind leading the blind goes on because some people can market really well. But let me tell you a problem that I face in my community with mostly my people. I started my business ventures, a few years ago, maybe 5, 6. started the credit repair side a little longer ago, but it was more of a hustle. It wasn't something that I was like, hey, I'm going to spend my life doing this. I'm going to really employ people. I'm going to do all that, because I was told it was a hustle, so I was treating it like a hustle, right? And I think one of the problems is when we're dealing with people in business that's treating something like a hustle, then things don't, they don't blossom. Things don't happen really well there. But I started to emerge and started to find success, and because I realized that I had passion in doing what I was doing. And it was most of the people that I helped that were the ones actually trying to bring me down. Hey, you changed. Hey, he's not who he say he is, and all of that. But a lot of those are people that are coaching. They are people that are, literally messing up the industry. And I think that my defining moment came today. I was talking to Ken about it too. 3 years ago, I was calling myself a coach. Hey, I'm a credit repair coach. I can show you how to grow your business. This was 2015. I'm not even gonna lie. Times was hard in 2015. And I know, I probably made it seem like it was good. I made it seem like everything was, everything was peachy, and, oh, Derek Harper, he has a suit on, he's doing well, right? And I was calling myself a coach, living check to check, or waiting on somebody to sign up for credit repair after the next person so that I can have money to eat with, right? And while we try to make it look good, I realized that the people that I was coaching, I was bringing in a bad batch of people, because I was coaching based on a hustle. I was coaching based on not really having it like that. I was coaching based on not really making the money that I said I made. And it became to where only thing that I was teaching people was a hustle mentality instead of reality. And I think that over the last 3 years, I really hurt a lot of people that I trained, well, especially in 2016. But 2017, things got a little better. And I'm going to show y'all the difference. Like I said, if I can't be transparent with you guys, there's too many fakes out here, right? If I can't be transparent with you guys, then who can I be real with? I'm literally going to show you growth. I'm going to show you direct login to exactly what the business has been doing. And I'm not doing it to brag. I promise you I'm not doing it to brag at all. That's the last thing I want you guys to take away. I just hope somebody get inspired, because somebody is in their business right now where they probably just walked away from their job and it seems like everything is getting overwhelmed, and everything is getting rough to where they got to find a hustle, got to do this, got to do that to make it happen. And I understand you. I promise you I've been there, right? But let me be the first to tell you that you can literally turn from a nothing to a everything as long as you really have passion and love into what you're doing. And I promise you, like I said, I'm not trying to just put on. I'm not trying to impress anybody. But if I'm going to call myself a mentor and I'm going to call myself a coach, I think it's only fair to show how you can grow a company, to exactly give a step-by-step, and to actually show financials and things like that. So don't laugh when I show you exactly how 2016 looked. Because, hey, what's going on, Angela? So 2016, a little background about the Derek Harper brand and the Point Boosters brand and the University brand and the trucking brand and all of that. I was just doing trainings, right? And I was doing, I was doing classes, I was doing trainings, and I was like speaking. And I know that they was like, oh man, the Derek Harper guy, he's a genius, he's brilliant, and all of that. But I was hurting bad, right? And I can show y'all, I'm gonna turn it around. Like, I'm literally gonna show y'all the printouts. I hope you guys can see it. As you can see right there, it says Derek Harper. I'm gonna just show you a difference between the 2016 and 2017, right? So I'm going to go ahead and download the, let me see, 2016, right? And I'm going to show y'all, oh, I think I gave my social. Let me cover that up. Let me put some tape on that. Let me find some tape. Cover my social. Oh, gotta zoom that back in a little bit. Make sure that social security number is covered and my address is covered. If I can find a piece of tape to cover my address, we'll be good. So that's how 2016 looked. Yes, the Derek Harper that was saying he's an amazing coach in 2016 made $78,000. And, but what I did is I kept grinding, kept going live, kept doing everything he's supposed to do. Now I think Point Boosters did like $300,000, so it still wasn't even $400,000 that year. And you talking about employees, and you talking about people that I had to pay and all of that, right? So now let me go into 2017 and download that one. Make sure my social security number don't come up. Let me click download. Make sure that, all right, so let me change this, put the thing up there, right? All right, change that around. So literally like night and day, right? So you're looking at 2017. So I went from literally, I put the Point Boosters brand up on the Derek Harper Enterprise. You can see the Derek Harper Enterprise. I changed that. So I literally went from that. So to, if you see 1.6, almost $1.7 million, right? I can blur it out. And I got a freeze on it anyway. So I literally went from not even 400 to $1.7 million just in 1 year, right? And I think that a lot of people take a lot of the information that, and like I said, if I can't be transparent and no, this is not a save file. You can see 2017. You can actually see the website. It's the same exact site as the 2016. They right there side by side. You see they say Stripe Upload, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. You can see the same type of website. So it's not about trying to actually, I'm not trying to promote anything, and I'm not trying to flex or whatever whatever we call it. But I can be the first to tell you that if you got your heart set on something, I promise you, without a doubt, I promise you from the bottom of my heart that you will be able to make unlimited streams of income, unlimited amount of money, all because you have passion and you have love. When people go in and decide to do business with you, they're doing business because they can see the passion, they can see that you actually love doing what you're doing. Now, don't start out loving doing what you're doing, right? And then all of a sudden make it about the money. And I think a lot of people make those same mistakes when they do that. And I feel that, I go live. I let you guys into my life. I let you guys into everything that I'm doing. But it's so much blind leading the blind out here of people that cannot show you that they're really making money, and they're calling themselves coaches. They're calling themselves, I'm going to show you how to grow your business. I'm going to show you how to develop your business. I'm going to show you how to do that. But they really, and I think that when I was trying to do that, when I hadn't really grown my business, it's no way that I can teach somebody something that I haven't really done yet, right? Because my whole goal is to it's not about the money, but it's about employing people. Because I'm from Swainsboro, Georgia, right? Population less than 10 grand, less than 10,000 people in Swainsboro, Georgia, right? And I think that one of the biggest things is finding a job. I love my city to death, but you have to look at the fact that average household income is probably about 30,000 there, right? So if you're not equipping yourself to get a job and work for somebody there, then you're going to be considered a failure. And it wasn't really too many people that was building multi-million-dollar companies coming back showing us anything. So most of us were put in a position to where we had to go out there and get it ourselves, or get it out the dirt, as they call it. But I want to be the first to tell you that it's so many streams, there's so many resources out here. Excuse me, I got a haul in my mouth. Been a little under the weather for a week. But there's so many resources out here that if you want to if you want to go ahead and get set up doing what you want to do, make sure that you have a step-by-step plan in place. Make sure that when people are telling you that you're not big enough or that you're not good enough, that you go get big enough or you go get good enough. Because one thing that the person in front of you is not doing that you can do is study hard. Because you got to realize they've gotten to a place where they're comfortable with, right? Get it out the mud, Angela. So they got into a place where they're comfortable with, right? So when a person is comfortable, they get complacent. Hey, Ken, I'm on the way. So we still going to meet up and have our mastermind tonight. But they're not studying. They're not waking up at 3:30 and 4:30 in the morning. So a lot of you guys, y'all been with me the whole time. Y'all seen me be in the office at 2:30 in the morning and come right back at 5:30. This is what I was building. So I can promise you, you can go from $80,000 to over $1 million, and this is real progress. I'm not showing you no screenshots. I know a lot of people do that mess, and I hate when people do that mess because it's misleading. But let's stop getting out of the blind leading the blind. Well, let's get out of the blind leading the blind mentality and really start focusing on what we got to do, because we're the only people that can do what we're supposed to do, right? And so let me let you in. During the process of what I was doing from there to here, I've lost almost every single friend that I had. I've lost most people, because they didn't understand where I was trying to go. And sometimes when God is opening doors for you, that door is real small, right? That door ain't meant for 2 people to go through. Sometimes that door ain't meant for 3 people to go through. That door is meant for you. And I think last year, I lost so many friends because I lost so many friends because I was trying to bring people into success that they wasn't ready for. God wasn't ready to bless them yet. When he ain't ready to bless somebody, he gonna crash everything that you're trying to bring them along with. Everything, if you can think about everything that I tried last year and try to bring somebody along with it, think about every single person that I promoted or endorsed, right? And just saying, oh, they're amazing. Every single one of them didn't turn out to be who they thought, other than Ken. Ken Collier is probably the most 100 person out of everybody that I promoted or everybody that I endorsed. And that's because me and Ken came up the same way. Me and Ken got the same passion, the same drive, and I could see what God is taking Ken. Because everything that if you put God in everything that you're trying to do on the front end, it's kind of like tithing, man. If I would rather have 90% of a blessed company than 100% of an unblessed company. So I gave you the financials. I try to just be as transparent as possible. But if you're trying to build $1 million company, let me be the first to tell you that you will not build a multi-million-dollar company with bringing people along. Build it yourself. Your circle does not have to be big. Keep your circle as small as possible, because if you got a circle of 15, 20 people, everybody's going to want to have input. And when they don't get their input, they're going to start saying, oh, Derek fake, Derek all about self, Derek full of crap, Derek just this, and Derek this. It's going to be your name instead of Derek. So what's going to happen is you cannot bring everybody along with you when you're building your vision, when you're building your dreams, because you're going to have 20 different pieces of, 20 different people telling you to do it this way. And when you don't do it their way, they're going to get mad. And they're going to start saying, hey, I'm gonna start rocking solo. So let me tell you right now, rock solo as soon as you can. The closer you get to God, the farther away from people you're going to get. And you're going to realize that. So I give tips, right? I mean, I show y'all, I'm not just living and try to, just get y'all money or do nothing stupid like that, because I give y'all as much free information as possible, right? I'm giving you the game. Take it. I literally built point boosters with $5,000 in a business loan, with a $20,000 credit card. $5,000 in the bank and a $20,000 limit on the credit card. I built that into a multi-million-dollar company, and I showed y'all. Of course, I don't get to keep all of that. I got a huge payroll. But I guarantee you that if you use credit to build wealth, you can. But when you're doing that, make sure that your circle remains small. You don't want everybody into your circle, because that's bringing energy in. And it's a virus. And if you get introduced to somebody through their friends, when you cut that person off, cut the friends off too, because that virus will keep spreading. You don't want to have somebody going back and bringing that negative energy back. Be solo, stay positive, so you can control your own destiny, you can control your own emotion. And then a lot of people think that if they cut you off, that you'll be depressed. That's the time to find who you are, to make yourself happy. But I can promise you though, once you set your goals and your visions, then you're going to reach there if you're only doing it yourself. I guarantee you, out of the people, I didn't share it in all of my groups, right? That's why we only got 50 something people here, and it's the people who really rock with me, the people who really love me. That's why I'm not sharing this everywhere. It's for the people who really rock with me, for the people who really love me, because I wanted to touch you. I wanted to make sure that you get this information. But I'm gonna leave it just with this one analogy right here. I come to work every morning, right, to the office, and I have to come into the traffic circle. And when I come into my traffic circle, heading to work, it's one of three things that can happen, right? When I'm approaching that traffic circle, I see cars coming from every side, right? It's 4 different sides. I can either slow down, but every time I slow down in that traffic circle, I notice something. The cars that's going around, they all go around the loop and they get in front of me. Now that when I enter the traffic circle, everybody I done let in that traffic circle is in front of me, and now I'm waiting on them to get out my way before I can do what I'm doing, right? But can you imagine if I approach that traffic circle and go through without waiting on somebody else to come through that traffic circle with me? And then I can control my time. I can control how fast I'm getting to my destination. And I timed it. It takes me 27 minutes to get to the office when I go straight through the traffic circle. And it takes me about 36 minutes when I let people in front of me. So calculate that in months. Calculate that in weeks. And imagine how many people you let into your circle that's going to slow you down so that you can't reach the goals that you're trying to reach. Because if that's not the biggest, if that wasn't the biggest lesson approaching that traffic circle every morning, I don't know what is. And it just hit me like, man, when I let people into the circle, I have to wait on them to either get out the way, or I have to wait on them to do what they're doing before I can get to where I got to go. So stop letting people into your traffic circle, especially when you heading, when you on the right path or on the right road to get to your destination. Stop letting people into your traffic circle. It's nothing good going to come out of that. You got to realize that the only time people want to come in your circle is when you have something going on. And that goes back to the beginning of this video. How many homeless people have you tried to get in their circle? Nobody. Nobody asked a homeless person. Ever. Nobody tells a homeless person you change. Nobody goes ask a homeless person, can I get into your circle? Right? So if people are trying to get into your circle, make sure that you are in the front of that circle and they can come along, or it's going to be a 2-lane or 4-lane highway and you can go side by side. But if it's only 1 lane in that circle, it's 1 lane for a reason, because that's that door. And God don't open that door wide enough for everybody. So I really hope that I inspired. I really hope that you guys stay encouraged, because I can tell you, you can go from almost losing everything to creating and rebranding yourself and to create a multi-million-dollar brand. You just got to believe. You got to get rid of everybody out of your circle. And the ones that's meant to stay in your circle, they're going to be there. Ken ain't going nowhere. That's my ace. That's my dog. And it's because we've been through some stuff where loyalty has been tested, where I don't have to even worry about it anymore. And I can't speak like that for everybody, but I can say that you will be tested and certain people will stay around, right? But don't be mad. Don't ask God to help you on a path to where you're trying to get, and then you get mad when people start dogging you. When people start gossiping about you, you ain't got to defend yourself. That was me out there saying, oh, well, I'm defending myself. You don't have to, because certain people will believe it, and those, get rid of them too, because that's negative energy that you don't need. So, like I said, I hope y'all needed this. If you falling out with somebody, especially if you ask God to remove them chairs from the table, that's what he's doing for you. That's exactly what he's doing for you. So don't sit there and try to take it back with him, right? Don't sit there and say, hey, I'm putting everything in God's hands, and then be like, pray for me the next minute. You already put it in his hand. Why are you asking people to pray for you? They might be praying against you. So make sure that you keep your circle small. Make sure that you grind, write your vision down, work towards your vision. Anybody that's going to come help you with that vision alone, I'm not saying be a loner and be by yourself, but like Bishop Murphy always say, now God plants something in your womb. If that person coming around and can't make your baby leap, and you know it's not a spiritual connection there, get rid of them. And I'm not talking about religion or any of that, but you would know if somebody on the same path with you, because you will feel it when they're around you. And the moment y'all start talking, it can be about the smallest thing. That's when all kind of ideas come about. So just make sure that if they can't make your womb leap, I know men probably don't have them, but what I'm saying is you developing something inside that's great, and you need to get towards there, but get rid of anybody that's gonna be a poison or a cancer towards that. All right, that's all I got. I got a meeting with Ken. We got our mastermind today. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I just really hope it touched you. All right, love y'all.